Hi, welcome to DS Tech Mirror. This is the part 3 of the React tutorial video series. In this video, you will be able to obtain a deep understanding of React states and virtual DOM. If you're new to this channel, let me give you a quick heads up. This channel is dedicated to deliver content related to SharePoint Online customizations. And this video series is a React tutorial which aims at mastering React concepts by building a strong foundation and getting more confident with the advancement of this video series. So, I request you to like, share and subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit the bell icon to receive the notifications of future videos. So, let's get started. In the last video, we have obtained the deep understanding of React components and how components are the building blocks of React applications. Also, we have passed values as properties to the React components and saw how it was displayed in our application. In React, states are built-in React objects. Every React component has this React built-in object and it stores the component properties values. And this state object tends to change their output over time. The state is completely opposite to the props, which is non-mutatable, but state can change their output over time. Whenever a state value changes, it triggers the component to re-render. So you can imagine that every component has a state, and when the state is changed, the component re-renders to display the modified state. And now you might be wondering where to place this state inside our React component structure. We know that our React component structure is similar to this one. So inside our component, we have a constructor, we have a render method, and between them, we can have logic functions. The React built-in state is accommodated inside the constructor in such a way that it has you can see the yellow highlighted state block over here. Inside this dot state equal to, inside the flower brackets, you have 4 different properties. So React state can have n number of properties. And all these properties belongs to this particular component in which this React built-in object is defined. Here in this example, you can see my product attribute, title and price and year are defined in this state. These are the initial values defined for these attributes inside my component. And these attributes are subjected to change, or they can be changed inside my component using logic blocks. We can refer the state object using this dot state dot price or this dot state dot year. So we have to use this indicator that it is referring to the state of the current component. So this dot state dot year. This is how we refer to the state object. So in order to change the state value, we can include the logic inside our logic functions. So in the example that you see on your right is a kind of a button click event which is generated to change the state object. To change the state object, we use the method like this dot set state. This is also an inbuilt method which comes along with this state. So here, under the flower brackets, you can provide any number of attributes and you can set or change the state attributes in one go. These state changes is asynchronously done in React, and it is independent of different attributes that we include in one state change go. Here, on the button click, I am changing the price of my product. And when this change happens, the component re-renders and displays the updated state. We can see the state concept in a quick demo in our DS Shopping Cart React app. In order to study the virtual DOM concept of React, let us see what is DOM. DOM is a document object model which represents the HTML document UI in a tree structure. And every node in this tree structure is an object representing a part of the document. So the DOM represents a document with a logical tree structure. And virtual DOM, also a unique concept of React, represents React UI in a tree structure where every node represents the component object. For every React has the actual DOM, which is the UI part that React has an actual DOM, which is the UI part that is visible onto our browsers when we run the React application. And logically, it maintains a virtual DOM, which is the exact replica of the actual DOM. So when a state changes, when a component state is modified, that state change is captured on the virtual DOM. So when the change occurs, it compares the change with the previous virtual DOM and applies using some algorithm, it applies the change and the correspondingly affected UI part on the virtual DOM. This process is called diffing. And when diffing is completed and this virtual logical change is then copied onto the actual DOM. So you can see the difference over here. The entire tree structure is not reconstructed. Only the change and the affected part of the UI is reconstructed. This is how React DOM re-rendering or repainting saves a lot of time and it is more efficient than the general DOM re-rendering. This was the outcome of my previous demo. And in this demo, I have done a few modifications. And in this demo, I have done some modifications which will represent my outcome. This was the result of my previous demo. And in this demo, I have already modified few of the UI. And so my result will be displaying like this. So these are the changes that we will be implementing in this demo. Let me go to the app.js file and you can see under the return statement we have products, my cart and order component. So under the products component, I have created another component called ebooks. So ebooks component I have accommodated under another folder which I have created inside a component because all the child components of the parent component I have placed in a separate folder. So it will be easy for us to manage the components. So I have named this folder as product components. So inside my product components I will be having all kind of components, all kinds of product related components. So I have created an ebook component. In this demo, we will be reconstructing this ebook component. Let me delete the construction. Let me quickly remove all the code and let us reconstruct the component. We have to create a class, export default class, and this would be my ebook. Similar to the template that the component has, which I've showed you in the PPT, I will be creating a constructor. My constructor will call super constructor. Then I will have a render method, and inside my render method, I'll be having a return statement. And inside my return statement, I'll be returning a div element. So on saving the changes, you can see the previous output that we got before constructing the ebooks and all the implementation that we saw that I have explained right now. Now, I will be constructing the ebook structure for one particular ebook. So for that, either you can include all the elements inside your return statement and make it bulky, or you can create a constant variable and return that element and make it simple and easy. And readable also. So inside this element, I'll be showing you another thing. If you do not want a parent div element to be placed every time when you create a component and add all your HTML content inside, then React provides you with the React.fragment. So this fragment, React.fragment, which is provided by React, acts as a parent tag. This will not inject any other tags along with the HTML tags which is placed in between them, considers as a fragment and combines all the other fragments and make it a single piece React application. So inside this fragment, we will have our structure. I'll be having a UL, and inside that I'll be having an li. Inside the li div, and I'll be having my book title and book description. So what I'm going to do, let me show you. My first book is Master React, and this should be in B, in bold, and I have paragraph element inside which I have year mentioned, on which year it got published, and it is 2020, and component, another description of the book is price, and it should be 250. So this is how I'm going to place. I will separate these elements because I want it to be separated, and save it. So this is how it appears. Now this is a simple display of the elements. I have not included any state concept over here. So let us convert this simple display of HTML elements into a state concept. So to initialize a state, you have to say this dot state equal to, and in curly braces you have to include your variables. So my first variable would be title, and you should define it not with equal to but with colon. Title and colon, then your value, Master React. My next one is year, and it is 2020. Next is price. It is 250. Save it. Now, going to remove this static text over here, and inside curly braces, I'll be calling this dot state dot type. Let me save it and show you. There is no change in the text over here. Let me show you the effect of it. You can see it here. It is coming directly from the state element over here. Okay. Now similarly, I'm going to do it for all these static text. Inside curly braces, this dot state dot year. So again, for price inside curly braces, this dot state dot price. I'm going to create a button under this book description to include the concept of discounting. So when I click that button, my price should change. So using this concept, we can see how we can change the state. So under this element, UL element, we'll be creating a button and name it as apply discount. Save it. I got the button over here. Now what I'll do, I'll make this static text as state variable. So here, button message, and I'll be having apply discount. Here I'll be including the button text over here. Inside the curly braces, this dot state. Inside the curly braces, now you know the drill. This dot state dot btn message. Save it. Yup, my changes are reflected. Now, on click of this button, I should be able to change the price of this state. For that, let me add inside the button, let me add an on click command over here. Inside that, inside curly braces. See, in React, all the JavaScript elements or all the JavaScript kind of structures are included inside the curly braces. So this is like similar to accessing a variable. So that's why we are including inside the curly braces. Since we are injecting HTML inside JavaScript and not the other way around, in order to differentiate both the structures, we will be using this curly braces. And the curly braces will make the React understand the content which is coming inside these braces are JavaScript structures. So inside on click, we'll be having similar to the this dot state dot message, we'll be having this dot and the function that we will be creating. So let me call it change price. Change price. Or let me say apply discount. Remember, like in JavaScript, we used to have open and close parentheses, but we are not going to include this. Let me show you why in a little moment later. So here, in between the constructor and render, we will be creating apply discount. So the function that we are going to create, either you can create in the normal way, like function apply discount, and in the end here, and you have to capture the event argument and you have to process it. Instead of all these long processes and complex elements, you can make use of the arrow functions. So in arrow function, it is very easy as to define a variable, and here you have a function and the arrow function, and the arrow which represents this function is an arrow function, and here inside the curly braces you can do your function, your logic. You can include your logic. So here I'm going to change the price on the click of this button. So I'll be calling this dot set state. This is the method to change the state. In the curly braces, you can include and you can change the price. I'm going to change it to 150. I'm going to apply the discount of 100 rupees. Let me save it. Okay. Now I told you we need not have this open and close parentheses. Let me tell you why. When you include open and close parentheses over here, the React understands that the state change tends to appear multiple times and multiple re-renders occur, and it might end up in a loop. And that gives you an error of maximum depth exceeded. So when it will trigger multiple re-render, this error occurs. React limits the number of nested updates to prevent infinite loops. React understands as a possible risk, and hence we have to avoid this. Let me save it. So, okay, before we test the changes, let us add some stylings to our product. I have included the stylings in app.cs. Product list UL for the UL element. We have to include as class name, not only class, but class name equal to within quotes. And the next one would be item description for the div element, which is inside our li. Again, class name, description. Let me save it. Now it's much better. Okay, let us test it. When I click apply discount, my price gets changed. So after getting changed, I want to change the message also of this button. So let us do it in the apply discount method itself. So in this dot set state not only allows to change one of the state, but also it accommodates the logic to change multiple states at the same time. Here, I'm going to change my button message, discount applied, in double quotes. Let me save it. Click it. Discount applied. So guys, this is how we created. So guys, this is how we have created a state and we have changed the state. We have applied the concept of event handling using a button, and through the event handling, we have changed the state. Also, when the state is changed, the component is re-rendered. And the concept of virtual DOM also we have seen over here. So whenever the change occurs, the change is rendered to the virtual DOM initially using the diffing method, and then the virtual DOM changes are then copied to the real DOM. And then the real DOM is rendered and we were able to see the changes. That's all for today's video, guys. We have understood the behavior of state and the changes, we have also learned about the virtual DOM concept in React. If you like what I'm saying, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. You can also email us or you can tweet me. Also, we have a Facebook page. You can subscribe to that to get new updates from our new videos. Thank you for watching. Much love. Keep learning.